In today's video, we're going to address the overall market once again. There was a little bit of a pullback in the afternoon, so we're going to talk about what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all one stock to keep in your watch list as well, along with some updates on the last stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. All right, y'all, let's dive into the charts. Right off the bat, we got the Nasdaq, and so far we're back at that line. We're right back at support. We've been chopping support. This is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 business days now. It's kind of annoying. I know. I feel your pain. It is very, very annoying. But there is some good news. There's some good news out of this. Hear me out. Hear me out. So in the last video, I told you guys the VIX about how I really wanted to see the VIX fill the gap on the left right here. All right. We finally did that. Now the main question is it going to go higher? I think it could, because the VIX rose without a huge sell-off in QQQ, because the problem that I have with the market is still there. It hasn't been addressed yet. I have been wanting this gap to get filled for some time now, since the 27th, since that day, but it's been taking a sweet time, and I think that tomorrow might be the day that it actually gets filled. Now, real quick, somebody asked me a question about gaps, all right? And somebody in the Discord also was like, can you answer that? So to the person who asked about what do you see as a gap, first and foremost, I think the most important question is, where does the gap begin? And where does the gap, what's the bottom and the top of the gap? All right, and what I see as a gap is the body of the candle right here in the front of the wick. All right, the gap, we're looking forward. So from this point right here, 474.70, all the way up to the very, very bottom of this wick right there. This candle wasn't long enough to fill it. So I'm still waiting for, let's say for tomorrow, for example, I'm still waiting for price action that looks like this, where we open up around like 482.50 and we immediately dump like that. All right, I'm looking for this type of drop coming up very, very soon. Until this occurs, I can't tell you guys that we're going to run for weeks and weeks with confidence. I can't tell you that. All right, I don't know exactly when that's gonna happen, but I need that gap to get filled. All right, so we got 2 more days until the inflation report comes out on Thursday. If we get there, if we get to 474 before the inflation report, then my perspective on the inflation report will be bullish. If we keep dragging our feet right there, I'm gonna tell you to be real careful holding costs through the inflation report. All right, but the best case scenario is that we just drop tomorrow. Best case scenario. Now, let's look at one stock to keep on you guys' watch list. Let's look at Amazon. All right, now with Amazon has been, it's kind of cruel because it's giving very small candles during the day, right? And the majority of the move is happening during the night, like overnight. So the trend is still bearish, and there is I think there's a bear flag. There is a bear flag. There is. So the bear flag is right here. It kind of broke down about, let's see, 3 business days ago. It broke down here, retested on Friday, and then fell again today to continue downward. So this is definitely something that you want to keep in your watch list for a continuation lower with put options, people. All right, with put options. I'm leaning bearish. This trend, this bullish trend that has been going on since August 5th, it just got broken. All right, so we got room. Next level of support is way down at 170, which would make a lot of sense if QQQ also dropped down to 474. All right, because right now it's only at 482. So if QQQ drops, this one is definitely gonna follow, and it's gonna get down here too. So keep your eyes out on it, and also be on the lookout for intraday structures. You might see that on Amazon. Now, yesterday I gave you guys coin. All right, and with coin did exactly what I told y'all it would do. Well, maybe not exactly. Congrats if you were able to make money on it. It was very self-explanatory. I told y'all watch it for an opening at 172, right? And then when it opens at 172, there are people who have been waiting for about a week in order to take a very small, tiny loss. So these individuals, if they were smart, they would have taken a $1 per share loss at the very top right there, which is what they did. All right, which led to the pullback. So the money to be made was from here 170 all the way up to, I said 177, it only went up to 176. I was off by $1, but congrats. All right, the other stock that I gave y'all, it kind of pushed, but it didn't really go too far. So JP Morgan, this one pushed, but it wasn't very, like, it was a lackluster move. The contracts were only up by like 15%. It didn't really do much. So I would say just hold off on it. I think it's gonna play games and trade sideways until earnings. Now, let's look at one more stock. One more stock to look at is Apple. And Apple, I'm feeling some type of way about it because it's looking really weak. And that's why I'm leaning really like bearish on QQQ. And that's why I think that the drop that I want to see on QQQ, I think it's going to happen tomorrow because Apple looks like this. And Apple is a heavyweight. All right. So it broke below support right there. So we tested support once, 2, 3, and then the fourth time we broke right through it in the afternoon. I mean, right now the futures are up by only 0.10%. All right, tomorrow we could be down negative, and if you are down negative, you can see Apple open up at exactly 220. Whether we bounce for a retest, that I don't know, but usually with this, it's not perfect. Like, it's just a break of support. There really isn't concrete structures. It's not my favorite, but it's there, and we can see this thing drop down to 215 if it behaves, and if we see QQQ collapse. So this is another one that y'all should keep on watch for a big move tomorrow. All right. Lastly, I gave you guys Tesla in the last video, and I warned you guys too that the big picture, the trend was still bearish, and that's, do not trust this long. I told you guys that. There's a gap at the bottom. The alert is still there at 230. The one thing that's gonna piss me off about Tesla at this very moment is that the contracts are super inflated. I don't know why, because the earnings is like weeks away. So I don't know why the contracts are like ridiculously expensive. Like when they were around this price right here or right here, the at the money contracts were only like $400, maybe even $350 on a Monday. All right, but right now they're like 800 or 900. So it's like something's going on here underlying with this one, and I don't like it. So maybe as we move forward towards Thursday, these contracts are going to drop in value, and then the opportunity to really make some good money on it will present themselves. But for now, again, the trend on Tesla is still bearish, and just watch out for that gap fill at 230. That's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that at the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow my social media at Paul Nguma, Patternology on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.